What's up, all? Wardrobe here to play a little Battle for Normandy, the 2009 plus GMT game. Just to get a little bit of turn in here, we have Hexy joining us. Oh, wait, what game is that? Oh, that's Shiloh. Might have someone else join us. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so everybody, I'm here to play a little Battle for Normandy through the Operation Totalize. I'm right in the German night turn. I don't know how much chat there's going to be. It's going to be more just kind of playing and rolling and whatever. We'll see. It looks like maybe, I don't know if Jeff's going to be playing or what, but that's that. And we'll see if anybody else joins us for any other fun activities. But we'll get started here in just a second.
Well, let me just share this.
Oh, wait, I was getting ready to go into the countdown. Then you can share. Okay, so here we are. Hexy was just going to say something, but I do want to say hello to John and Tomicus. Just play. More playing, please. Well, that's what you're going to get, John. All kinds of playing. So what are you going to say there, Hexy? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, I'm just going to share it out.
You're just going to share it out in the comments?
No, on my...
on your channel. Yeah. Oh, that way you can get more views than me, you scumsucker.
Just want to help, buddy.
Okay, so anyway, so there we are. Are you gonna be playing?
I'm gonna go over there and play, but you can minimize me and enlarge you since it's your show.
All right, well, I'll come back to you. We'll come back to you occasionally here in breaks. So he's playing Shiloh, Great Battles of the American Civil War. Why don't you tell us just real quick what's happening there, and then I'll go to my game.
Well, let me mosey over there.
Oh, he's moseying. Hold on. Looks like a long snake of stuff there.
I know. Yeah, well, it's so.
Hey, Pete.
I've only played a couple activations since I shot my little video last night, but the two activations I played were important because they were McClernand and Hurlbut back to back. So they are coming into line before Bragg and Hardy, because they were getting ready to punch a huge hole through into these fields right here. Because Sherman's near being broken, and Prentice is already destroyed. I mean, he's got 90% of his entire division sitting over there in the route box, and Sherman's probably got 50% of his sitting over there in the route box. So, and then you got Breckinridge pouring in behind him, and you got Polk skirting around the outside. We're going down to take Pittsburgh. Matter of fact, old Ulysses is sitting down there at Pittsburgh Landing, and we need some cigars. So that's where we're headed. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
All right, beautiful. All right, let's see here. So here I am. A little Operation Totalize. We got Stack Limit, Hello All, Pete Madoff, John Haley, Tomicus. All join us for some fun playing time. Well, see, what happens when I play World War II, we always talk about ACW. So now we got both going. So now we're going to talk about, I don't know, the Franco-Prussian War or something. I did get a message here, so sorry.
Stacking. Hey, nobody.
All right. Sorry, I got a message from my traveling wife here. Just need to make sure everything's cool. Please hold. Looks like Mr. McMurray will be joining us a bit later. He was painting, so we'll get all types. Okay, so playing Operation Totalize in the Battle for Normandy, the GMT game that is on pre-order. So if you like what you see, go pre-order. I don't get anything for it, so just do it. We're on the August 8th turn. It is a little bit of a light showers today in the evening. So when it's night, I think it's kind of probably sundown to sun up or something like that. The time frame isn't. Then there's a morning turn and then a PM turn and then back to night. So here we are at night. So it's the middle of the night. Some different modifiers for attacking and etc. etc. I'm still learning this game. It's pretty much seems like every game. I just did spend today playing another game I'm learning. That is GCACW with with Hexy here. I got a couple of shorts that are posting right now, so watch those. We had a really fun time.
And we hope to do that live here eventually.
What's that?
I said we hope to do that live here eventually.
Yeah. We'll play live when we know it a little better. So that's been fun. We'll save that for that video though. So I think my plexi must have moved a little bit. So what's happening here is the 51st, and I was reading skimming a book about Operation Totalize, and the 2nd Canadian were actually on this side, and the 51st were on this side. And they're coming down here. Basically, I just have to get one unit in filet down here. You can't see it. There's one unit there, and the game's automatically a victory for the Commonwealth.
Pete, how you doing? Toll, how you doing? John Howie, how you doing?
So obviously, there's a little bit of gray here that wants to stop him from doing that. I do have the first.
How are you doing, buddy?
The first Polish and the 4th Canadian will be coming in, following them in the AM turn of 8 August. So right now it's the German turn. So now I'm just kind of going through the play, frequency of play, sequence of play. Try to make sure I know what I'm doing here. And I certainly don't know what I'm doing. So bear with me, but that's the way it is. Okay, so German Knight. So the German engineering phase. And so I think, do I want to do any engineering? I might actually want to do some engineering. Let's see what they can do. So 14-0. This is how I was inspired to learn games this way from Clay. I can't remember what he's got. A couple channels on YouTube, but you see him on Facebook if you're on there. He plays a lot of. He's a monster game guy. And a super smart guy and a suave individual. And also Kev, who, as many of you know, Big Board Gaming, he plays tons of complex and simple and all kind. I mean, the guy plays, besides McMurray, the guy plays a huge variety of games. Probably some of the most that I know besides McMurray. And I mean, there's a few people that do it, but he plays a lot of different games. I say, and they said, just go through the sequence of play. And you're going to stumble through it. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to have good strategy, but it's the way to learn. And I found that 2 years ago when I played this. Engineering phase, bridges destruction. We don't want to do that. Bridge repair, bridging rivers, entrenchments. So this is what I think I want to do. So 14-3 in the rule book. Well, and only a German player can do it. An engineer type unit. What? They may not move. They may not move for the rest of the day. Oof. So wow, I was hoping. Okay. Well, I may not be doing that because I don't think I have an engineer. So that'll be simple. There are some entrenchments on the board. I do not think I have any engineers. In fact, I don't. I looked at the list. So okay, shoot. All right. Well, I won't do that. Fine. We'll make it simpler and more exciting for you all, because then we can get closer into the getting of the time. Ooh, I can flip the German. Oh, wow. Flip German artillery units to the ready side. Now, I think this would probably be a lot easier to do on Vassal, though I don't think I've played the Vassal module. So I've kind of... moved is the same as used because it basically has the same effect. So you flip them over to the move status, because if you move them, they can't fire that turn. Wow, I got to check something real quick. Okay. So basically what happens is when you use it in a phase, so like the British used it on their phase, so now they're not going to be able to use it in the defensive phase. I mean, they're not going to be able to use it in defense if the Germans attack, which I do not think the Germans will be doing. You got to kind of think through what I think the Germans should do this turn. The Germans are trying to stop them. Okay, so that's that thing. Step. German night movement phase. Now, there are some restrictions to this operation, of course. This is the last, almost said episode. This is the last episode in the 13-episode arc, similar to Firefly in the scenario book. So this is after they did the expansion and they came out with the new. I need to download it, but I don't think there's a lot of errors. Now, there are errors in here, but I don't think they fixed them. So when they do the new book, I sure hope they fix some of the. There are small, minor errors, but it hindered my setting up time. The German units that may move during the 8 June night turn are those that begin the German turn adjacent to an Allied unit. Okay. The only units that may move in the Allied 8 August AM mechanized movement phase. Okay, so I need to remember that. I haven't done that yet. This is an interesting rule here. So these guys here, the 272nd Division were, I think this is kind of a fun rule. They're kind of guarding the flank over here against some other Canadian Commonwealth division. So they can't come over here and fight unless someone gets adjacent to them. So it's kind of weird and gamey, but I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't want them to come over here, so I'm going to skirt around them because you're simulating that these guys are here fighting. You know, I like the division of what's going on here. Like in this, I'm kind of pretty much, these guys are going to clear out this area and these guys are going to clear out here. The Polish will follow up here and the 4th Armored will follow up here. So I've got all the Canadians on this side, Commonwealth and Polish on this side. So the units that are adjacent. So this guy, I think he'll stay in that town. Oh, wait, do I have to? No, night turns are not mandatory attacks. So you can't move fire zone to fire zone to fire zone. Whoops, GTS. Zone of control to zone of control. But now, so the question is, do I want to move this 358? Do I want to move him out? So what's in here? We've got Artie in there. Oh, dang.
I can't see the chat, so you'll have to check it until McMurray gets on here.
You talking to yourself, Jeff?
No, I'm just saying I can't see the chat from across the room. So.
Oh, okay. I'll check it here after stuff. I guess I should have said that. I don't know how much chat I'll be doing with the chat because I'm really kind of focused on this time. But I do want to chat with y'all. It's a hoot. But I'm also trying to get a turn done. So, all right. So does this guy want to move back? I kind of think I do want to move him back. Actually, I think I want to go like here. Though fighting in the hills, I think, does give him a little something. It does affect the attacker. Gosh, man. You know what? I guess I'm going to stay there. All right. Well, that's going to be simple there. And I'm not going to attack anybody because I'm weak sauce. Now, I do want to see. Now, I think these guys are screwed. I think they just can't move. I don't think there's a move 1 hex or something. You can't move zone of control to zone of control. I'm going to stick with that. I can erase that. So this was my note to remind myself where I was in the game. And these little remnant of notes you can't see here are my notes from the GCACW game. I'm trying to remember all the statuses you can have in that game. All right, well, that's it for the German turn. Let me go to the chat and see if there's anything. It is meandering, Mike. Good. Yeah. So it is Battle for Normandy by GMT 2009 game. It's on pre-order right now from GMT for the reprint where they put the expansion, a couple more scenarios, hopefully fix the errata and the counters and all that stuff. Keep chatting among yourselves. Appreciate it. Hey, Charles. What's up, man? All right. I hope you're all having a lovely Sunday night. Those of us here in Missouri are happy about the result of the game, and I know there's another game happening. It looks like it potentially, at least I don't know what it was, but it might potentially be an interesting little Super Bowl for. It'll be interesting for us here. It's been a nice little run. So, okay. Let's see here. And then combat artillery phase. Now here's a question: do I want to arty these anybody, or do I want to see? How do I want to save that for defense when they inevitably attack? I think I will save it. There's no need to, because then they. Okay. Well, this is going to go really fast. Okay. Hey, I got a turn done. That was my goal. See y'all later. Goodbye. I'm just kidding. More live gaming streams, please. Say math, fun, and games. Your wish is our. Wait, your command is our. Well, whatever it is, I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that thing.
What's that?
I said, yeah, that thing.
So I just finished a turn. I would come to you to get an update of where you are, but I have a feeling you didn't get very far, so I'll come to you later.
I'm just starting to move.
All right. So, and just a reminder, Hexy's playing GBACW Shiloh. Into the woods, right?
Into the woods, yes, sir.
All right. So that's a German knight player turn. We're now in the isolation, strong points, and advanced turn marker. All right. We shall advance the turn marker to 8 a.m. Flip allied artillery to the. So that's going to take a little bit. I got a lot of stuff done here. So basically what I tried to do is I tried to move some arty, fire some arty. So like move half, fire half. Trying to think long term here. So this will be fun to watch me flip counters. So some of these didn't fire, but they moved. So they got a range of 15. That's pretty cool. Most of these units on here are battalions. They can eventually break down. Like this guy's now a company because he got whittled down to nothing. So I turned this guy so I'd know that he was in here and he fired. They got anti-tank guns that help against tank attacks, which is fun. This is on the truck side, so everyone's got 8 movement, which is cool. Okay. I need to look at something. I noticed a little thing in the Vassal mod that the arty has a minimum range of 3, I think. Which, like that kind of mistake. So I wouldn't move these guys up so close if I had known that. So let me see. Artillery. Counter battery fire. What? Let's look at that.
It's always fun.
Sounds like it. Okay, what? I have the hardest time finding this. Counter battery fire. 13.4. When a German artillery unit fires per 13.3, the allied player may immediately fire at the hex containing the German artillery unit with an in-range artillery unit in general supply or enabling. However, this does not need a spotter, and the allied player does not expend a supply point. Whoa, that is crazy. That is awesome. That is pretty cool.
Run that by me again.
So if the Germans fire their artillery, basically if the Allies have a artillery within range of that artillery, they can fire on them without a spotter. So like a guy back here could fire on these guys over here, and the Allies have range, they could fire back at them. That's when they're firing by themselves. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right, the other thing I need to look at in artillery. Blah, 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 blah. Range. Eh, boy. So it's a quarter rounded up. Oh, boy. So let's see here. So I know I've got 8 equals 2. I've got 6, which would be would be 2 as well. What else do I have? I have 12, to be 3. I think I have a 15. I do. That'd be 7.5. That'd be 3.75. So 4. I think that's what I've got. So it's funny. So what is it? You can see 12.55 for adjacent targets. Oh, that's cool. So artillery units defend with a strength of 1. The only time artillery can attack adjacent enemy targets is during the paradrop and beach landing phases. During the beach landing phases, they can use their defense factor of 1 as an attack factor to fire upon adjacent enemy units during the German defensive fire phase. Okay. So, like, all right, so these guys could fire. Okay. So this, you have to attack adjacent units. So you can do the whole soak off thing. You can fire artillery on it instead. Blah blah blah. Here's hill 112. That's in a Operation Dauntless, I think, and also I think it's a TCS game, maybe. I think there's a lot of games around that. Okay. The next turn is Allied movement phase. Wow, if you can move zone of control to zone of control, that really limits you.
Muzzle Paint, good evening. Math Fun and Games, good evening. Chuck, how you doing, buddy? What else we got in here? I said hey to Mikey. I think I got everybody else.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Chuck, I thought you were going to throw all your minis out in the trash and get back to the real hex and counter gaming stuff. Pretty sure I heard you say that. No? Was I wrong?
The Allies had to take 2 losses in their night turn, and I gave them both to engineer units. Sorry, engineers.
I just finished 2 activations.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I'm running away with Sherman and Prentice. Or Peabody, Prentice, whichever, as fast as they can go.
Yeah, this guy's got 8, so I could go 1, 2, 3. This guy could actually move here. Remember, these guys have 8 movement. I have to remember that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 3 or 2 on the hill? Oh, it's +1. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could get all the way around over here.
Advanced squad leader, spotting around. How you doing, good? How you doing, bud? Camp Sawyer, how you doing?
what do we got here? But if someone stays behind, they can go. So they're going to go 1, 2. Okay. Gosh, I hate to leave a tank there. Have anybody that can move there? Wait, what did I just read? Oh, there's only mechanized movement phase. Okay, so only these guys can move during that phase. I've determined I need to keep this guy in the middle. So 1, 2, 3. You know what? It doesn't hurt to get this guy up here too, I guess. Boom. Okay, now I got to stop getting mixed up here. I need to make sure I'm keeping track of who's moved and who hasn't. All right. How far do I want to get with this guy?
Yes, Sawyer, this is into the Normandy woods or into the woods 44. Man, I gotta go take my pills.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So when you get done playing that, I got a whole. But matter of fact, I ought to get you to do a stream with me so we can talk about that series because I got a bunch of things to throw at you. I'm gonna get my pills. I'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are gonna go over here. Oh, sounds like I'm getting pinged. That means we got a McMurray with us. What's up, sir?
What's going on, gents?
Got a little Shiloh going on. We got a little Operation Totalize, and we got a little bit of, I think you're painting?
I'm working on just kind of getting ready for work tomorrow. That's all.
Ah, okay.
All good.
Cool. Thanks for joining.
So Operation Totalize is...
It's them breaking out further. So they've already gone through con, and now they're trying to get out and get, in this game, the winning condition is get a unit into filet.
Okay.
But so it's kind of them just kind of breaking out and getting further down here. So
Okay. So we are post Cobra, right?
I don't know when Cobra happened. Probably because they were making advances pretty deep, and the Commonwealths were getting a little itchy. Like, we got to make some progress here. So
okay, I was about to say, because I thought Totalize and Closing Flay's Gap was post Cobra, post Goodwood.
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Post Goodwood, post Martlet, all that stuff. Okay, cool.
Ooh,
all right, then I'm smelling what you're stepping in. And that's some nifty stuff.
And just some groovy stuff. All right, let's see here. So these guys are going to move up here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
boy, that's a pretty picture.
Charles, you should take your pills. Maybe not all the last 4 days combined, but probably
take your pills. Take your pills. We want you to be around a while.
Yeah. This is into the Normandy woods, Camp Sawyer. It's awkward because most of the woods around Normandy are filled with mines, unexploded artillery, or war crimes. But we're getting into it. Correct. Jeff has contributed all 3 of those.
Aw.
Yeah, no shit. Jeffy, did you just open up your little music box?
That was my pill alarm.
Your pill alarm?
Yep, to take my pills,
Uh-oh.
which I just did.
Jeffy's about to crack open a pill box, ladies and gentlemen.
I smoke my crack 24/7, but I take my pills once a night.
Shoot.
All right.
These Shiloh woods are a nightmare.
Oh my gosh,
They're
man.
not nearly the nightmare that the wilderness woods are.
Oh, I don't get him for. Oh my gosh.
So, Todd, where does Battle for Normandy stack up complexity-wise with, OCS, stuff like that?
It's more complex than day to day. It's in between, in between OCS and
SCS?
SCS. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know you guys were talking about how BCS was more complex, but also just real different.
Yeah. I think the biggest challenge with that is it's different. It has a lot of new terminology, little concepts. This is weird to say, but I think it seems like a really great system. I'm just having a hard BCS. I'm having a heck of a time understanding it and its mechanisms sinking in. But it's got the coolest concepts to me that BCS has so it's the battalion combat series.
Right.
So I'm trying to think. So you're operating, so everything's a battalion like this. So
correct.
And your kind of command units are the divisions, which makes sense.
Okay.
So 12th SS here. So, but what's cool about it is I think the scale of the maps are different. I think they're different. But you keep them in blobs and they call them that. So you do. I mean, you guys would understand that better than me, but they kind of they don't like here, the Germans are kind of spread out because they kind of had to, here's 12th SS here. And you can do it in BCS, but then you get penalties for supply and coordination because it is harder to do that stuff when your guys are over here and you're crossing, unit boundaries. And so that's kind of a neat concept. So you can imagine it when you see maps in books and they show 12th SS and 89th.
And I mean, you see that a lot in Normandy, it seems like. When you're looking at books, because not only was it an offensive line, but it was also like a garrison area for years.
Right.
Yeah. So you could have field fortifications, but at the same time, your guys, the Germans have been occupying that territory for what, 4 years? 3.5 years, coming up on 4 years by that point in time.
Yeah.
So you can't live in a dugout for that long without somebody actively shooting at you, right?
Yeah. So anyway, so they have blobs is a cool concept. Their supply is simplified compared to OCS. And basically it's kind of a trace thing, but again, you get penalized and they call it crossing the streams because they like to do silly things like that, call them blobs and crossing the streams. Because if your supply lines are crossing, well, you're going to be less efficient because trucks are competing for road space and stuff. So that's a cool concept.
Yeah.
Where it just drives me bonkers is they have and I don't know how many it is, 2 to 4 different they have 3 to 5 different AV types. They have hard AV, limited AV, and a couple other different names. And I have a hard time understanding what the differences is. And there's a lot of different kinds of zones of control.
What are AV?
Armored vehicles.
Okay.
And so this, and again, I'm making this up. I don't really know what they are, but this half-track armored engineer, well, that's bad. This SIG, this SIG, I don't know what these are. They're on that 38 chassis or whatever. Those guns have a different kind of zone of control and impact than this Tiger, right? Than this Panther, than this Sherman. And
oh wow, okay.
But they're types. So probably the Panzer IV and the Sherman are going to be the same. The panther will be the same. The tiger might be a little different. This like a Stug's going to be a limited thing because they're really better on the defense than on the offense. So it just kind of it's just hard for me to understand. The zone of control differences got me. Another cool concept they have though are like support. So like your Stugs or your kind of your support tanks, you can flip them and they can actually be tanks over here, or you can flip them to their support side. And then if there's units within, 5 hexes or whatever it is, they can, and your tanks are flipped to support, then they can all get a little bonus when being attacked or attacking, because simulating that they're kind of spread out that, hey, I need you 2 tanks to go help them, you over there and you over there.
And so hold on, that's BCS or that's this system?
That's all BCS.
Okay.
So just a bunch of cool little concepts. I've just really struggled to understand. I've had people play it with me that know it. And
well, let's talk about this system.
Okay.
Because I didn't mean to distract you and I just completely fucking derailed you.
No. I would call BCS more complex than this.
Okay.
Kev, I think it was Kev that said this is I don't know if it was Kev or not. Anyway, this is a kind of a big dumb monster.
Dumb monster.
So you have monsters like Goss. That's not a dumb monster. That's super hard, big game, right? Very complex.
Yes.
I think he's partially correct. Now, Day of Days is a dumb monster too, and so is Into the Wood, or not Into the Wood.
It Never Snows.
It Never Snows.
Okay.
Because they're huge. Those are monster games because of the size, but they're not that hard to play, right?
Correct.
You and I figured it out. Well, you and I know the rules. We certainly did not play it well. I guess we won as the allies, didn't we? So.
Yeah, dude. We had hiccups. We had some hiccups, but we won.
Yeah, that's true.
We got a bridge further than that doofus Monty.
Yeah. I would say this is probably after a few iterations, this won't be too challenging. You probably don't have to look at the rule book a lot, but there's just a little exceptions. Learning it is a challenge, but I think once you get it, it's not going to be too bad.
Okay.
And I think the learning curve is probably pretty narrow. But the cool thing is there are lots of little details, which adds a little bit of depth to it, more than Day to Days, for example.
Okay.
So it's more detailed and a little bit. It's definitely heavier than Day of Days. The cool thing about it too is they have 42 optional rules.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
That, like, I know one guy said, "Oh, I play with 41 of them or something," because whatever. But like so like one of the optional rules is the engineers. If you use the optional rule, the engineers can actually impact attacking strong points in city and entrenchment. Okay. But you don't have. It's not design. I mean, it's an optional rule. So. Yeah. So that simplifies it, right? So I don't have to worry about it. But in this game, I actually added it because I think I like having the engineers have some extra special ability.
Yeah, otherwise they're just kind of wimpy little units that don't do a whole lot.
Yeah, it seems like it. So anyway, so that's but their rules, most of them are rules like that, and they have another special rule. So my point is that to me it allows for a lot of replayability.
Okay.
Like one of the optional rules, which I think would be cool to use at some point, is that you can start to affect I don't know if it's the morale or the quality of the troops based on how their units are doing. It's kind of, there's lots of games that do this. So if the 12th SS is starting to lose a lot, they start to lose a little bit of their ability to react, or I don't know what they lose, but so it's a quality, but you do have to track it on a little chart they've got, right? So it's a little bit of work. So it's just fun stuff like that.
Nice.
And I think it's a pretty game. I just like the look of it.
It is. So. It is a good looking game.
I'm a big fan of the map.
Yeah, it's just really cool. Okay, so I think these guys want to move here. No, I can't. They're already stacked up. Stacking limits are pretty strict here. All right, so I think I can't move any more there. I could move these guys. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so they can wait a couple turns. They can all wait. Let's move the Canadian up here. So there.
Oh, that's a large target.
They have combat supply points in here, so that's kind of cool. That's a little complication here, kind of a little bit how supply works and a little bit how attachments work. They're pretty strict on attachments. So like I can't just willy-nilly attack everybody, put some seconds together and some 51s and some first. They're allowed, a division is allowed 3 attachments, some from core and only 1 from a different division. So there's some limitations on what you can bring to the battle, which is kind of cool too.
Gotcha.
What's Camp Sawyer say there, McMurray?
Oh, hey, Joey, what's up? Maps are very functional.
Yep.
Charles said they hit 78 in Southern California. That doesn't
Yeah,
sound bad.
talking about pills and whatnot. Mike said Dean looks like he might have had another health incident. Kim Story said the maps are functional. Joey says he's never cared for the pastel colors of the German units.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all right with it.
So we're looking at Germans in various grays and British troops in various browns.
Yeah, Canadian, darker brown or Canadian, the light tan or British.
What are the orangey looking dudes?
Those are Polish.
Okay.
Pretty much all grays, dark gray for Germans. Where you differentiate the units are in their colors of the division. So like this one's a dark gray. These guys are pink.
Yeah. Are the pink guys armored?
Mm-mm.
What?
No, that's the 272nd Infantry Division.
What? How do you not at least make, if you're going to have like pink German units, how do you not at least make them armored units? That's disappointing. But that's okay.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
No, because that's what the Panzer, like the German tank troops, the piping on their epaulets and whatnot was pink. That's my point.
Was it really?
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick. That's just how it works. But yeah. Anyhow. But.
So these guys have to attack them. So I can. Oh man. So like I made a video about this when I played it 2.5 years ago, but managing the supply points is a little critical here. and I did my math wrong last night when I was like, oh yeah. I don't think they're getting any more. No, they'll get more points because I have. Yeah, okay. I overcalculated my points, so I spent a little too much last night. Hey boy, someone had a wild party night last night.
Oh yeah?
Someone went a little crazy with the battle. So what happens is, well, let me get my charts out and make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So the Germans don't have to pay for the battles like this, but the Allies do. I think that's kind of a fun way of showing it's kind of putting a little bit of a throttle on the Allies and what they can do, which is kind of good. Normal attack. The attacker is attacking for a single head. It costs 1 stage to supply it. So to basically to fire artillery or use support, cost a point, cost you some supply. The question is, what does supply count as?
I hate it when the tweezers let go of the counters while you're in the middle of moving them.
Jesus.
I just wiped out 4 regiments.
Oh no.
It's okay, I'm sure they're a union.
No, they were Reds.
Oh, beautiful.
I knew you'd see it. God damn it, I just did it again.
I do not know, Joey. I have not played this, but it would be a reasonable question for Todd. He's playing I guess he's not playing a German attack. You're playing a British attack.
Correct.
Joey's wondering if anyone thinks that the German units are a tad too weak in this game.
Oh, my couldn't tell. I don't know it well enough to make a judgment on that. I've not heard that, but doesn't mean it's not the case.
That said, I have these. Well, you don't have any 21st. You said you had 12th SS.
Yeah.
I have these 21st Panzer Beutestügs right here that I was thinking about painting up. Maybe I should paint those up while you're playing Battle for Normandy, and then we can Normandy it up.
Pew pew. Okay, so anytime I attack from multiple hexes.
Maybe not. Let's finish painting. I have a boat down there I'm trying to paint. We'll finish painting that.
All right, so I need to understand what ground support is. What is ground support?
I do not know. Let's
kind
see.
of important.
What we got. Yeah,
Ground
they
support.
are Gatling tweezers that Hexy has. You're exactly right, Camp Sawyer. Unfortunately for Jeff, it sounds like Gatling came in on the side of Mr. Lincoln, not Mr. Davis, like he was hoping.
The maximum number of ground support points may be applied against single hexes 3. All right, so combat A. Okay, so that's combat A. Combat A, 25 factors up to hill. The odds are 4-1. Do you think the combat supply point cost is 3? So yeah, so if you attack from multiple hexes, 2 to 6, it costs you 3. If you attack from 1, it's free. If you add support, it's 1. What about artillery? Oh my gosh, man. So if I use up all that, so here's this dilemma, everybody. I have 18 supply points. Well, I have 9. I'd be 9 per the AM and PM turn. I get more at night. I should have saved those at night. But this guy here would cut, just attacking from that would be a support point because I'm using support. Dang it. Because it's not a part of his division. If I'm going to spend a point, so I could, okay, so if I'm going to spend a point anyway, I might as well use artillery as well.
Correct.
So, okay, so that's not a bad plan. So what happens is I say I'm going to do this, so it's going to cost me a point because I'm using support. So boop. So I have it 17. I'm going to include some artillery. It's going to be 6 worth 6. This, like G Stacy W, I do kind of need to use my little pen here and keep track of all this. So I got 6 plus 6 plus 6. So it's only at 18 right now.
Oh my god.
And that's 3.
You're at 18.
Well, I got to see, is my organic artillery considered a part of my 3?
Oh man, did I want to make a joke about only vegan artillery is counted, but I know what you're talking about and I'm not sure.
It says 4 core units. Yeah, because it's the same division, that's not considered support. Oh, but I can only put 3 ground support. Wow. Okay. All right, I got to make a note here if I'm looking at ground support correct. So is my organic already equal to ground support? I assume it is, but what I'm asking, if anyone's played this game, you're allowed 3 ground supports into 1 hex to attack. And I'm using 2 of my organic artilleries. and 1 ground support there. So I think I've got all I can go in there. So that's 18 against 2. Now the Germans can say, we're going to put a little bit of artillery back at you, bro. So let's see, where do these stand?
Dice.
He's 9 to. You don't like dice? What?
Time to change dice.
Oh, that's fine.
Uh-oh. The dice rolled good for the Yankees.
So right now we're at 9 to 1. Oh yeah. So if I go 2 and I go 4, I'll be 5 to 1. Yeah, that's worth getting it down a little bit. I'll support that. So he's going to fire that. So the attacker commits all their ground support. Oh. When does this happen? I got to step back. In the special scenario rules, they get some ground support. Allied recon air attack phase. All right, hold on, everybody. Got to step back. I forgot I had air.
Oh boy. Alrighty, guys. So as always, we got to have the yin with the yang for you nice, fine viewers out there. We got relatively modern, slightly less modern going on here with Jeff playing Shiloh, or Hex to Hex playing Shiloh, and Wardrobe playing World War II. We've got Todd playing World War II, rooting for the good guy, the British. And then we got Jeff doing the opposite. We've got, well, they're both relatively complex games, but one of them's a monster. Jeff, would you call Into the Woods a monster, or is it just a complex, normal-sized game?
No, it's a 2-map monster.
Okay.
It's no 3 Days of Gettysburg or like that, but
Okay, but it's maybe like an Ardennes.
no. This is about. I'd say this game is probably about 2/3 of what 3 Days of Gettysburg is, as far as size and counter picks.
Okay. I got you. For those of you jumping in, Wardrobe's looking up his aircraft capabilities here for the Allies. The illustrious Luftwaffe. It's August 7th in northwestern Europe, so the illustrious Luftwaffe can't put its plane into the air today. Yeah. So Todd's Yabos are going hunting.
Oh shoot. Oh, it told me to. Wow, I totally missed this. It wants me to. So it is asking me to use an optional rule here.
Hey Jeff, Joey says, spoiler alert, he knows who won that war. Oh, look at that. Hey Joey, he laughs when you make fun of him about it.
Hey Joey, I sold my case of blue, buddy.
8 shades of angry when I talk to him about it.
Friendly fire. Okay. Whoopsie doodles. Okay, that makes sense. The Allies
Free Dog is going to get some challengers for size in the future. Oh, baby.
You.
Got some great big Gettysburg games coming out here, Jeffy, or what?
What's that?
I don't know. Camp Sawyer said Three Dog's going to get some challengers for size. And Joey says he cried when you posted Case Blue.
Yeah. 3 Dog is going to get some, well, I mean, if we're talking, well, he can't be talking GMT unless he's talking Antietam or the remake of Chickamauga, but we've already seen that. And I think I think he's test playing Antietam. But where'd my leader go? Just leave him laying right there on the ground. I think Stigler might be right about Batzel when it comes to GVA CW.
What's
Jeff,
that?
I think the real question is, does the recipient of Case Blue know that you kept the Uncle Ricky marker, the Uncle Ricky chit?
Say that again.
Does the recipient of Case Blue know that you kept the Uncle Ricky?
Yeah, I haven't bothered to inform the purchaser of that one.
Yeah, sorry. There's no Von Manstein. It's in its own teeny tiny little, 1 inch by 1 inch. Like if they made a frame for postage stamps, that's where I'd imagine that counter is right now.
Yeah, a lot of people will do that. They'll frame their multiple different rare stamps in one big frame. I do on my Uncle Ricky counters.
Yeah, it's just he's got one for all of the pretty Rickies, one for all the Uncle Tommies.
Cousin TJ.
Cousin Pete? You don't like Cousin Pete?
Cousin TJ.
Oh, I thought you said Cousin Pete. I was like, you don't like
Cousin TJ and Uncle Bobby.
You don't like Pete, despite the fact you should probably like Pete more than TJ, because TJ would have inevitably let down the Confederacy just as much as anyone else did once all of a sudden the odds weren't usually in his favor. But, okay, there's something I got to ask you guys. Well, mainly Jeffy, because Todd's trying to play. Jeffy.
Jeff's trying to play too.
Well, that's fair, but Jeff's not playing anything that matters, / it's not his channel.
Oh, okay.
It's not his channel. People are here to watch you play Battlefield.
Yeah. Go
Jeff,
for it.
Rommel. Thoughts? Would Rommel's image and everything else be significantly different had he A, not died when he did, or B, ever been put up, aside from in North Africa, where even in North Africa, he got pulled out of North Africa before things really went tits up? Would Rommel's memory be different if he had ever been put on the Eastern Front, or if he, now that, the Allies were tromping across Northwest Europe, once he didn't have a place to go where he wouldn't be defeated, do you think his memory would be vastly different?
I think had Hitler died in the first attempt to kill him, Rommel's image would have been completely different.
You mean in like 23?
Whenever. No, during
Okay, that's
the
fair.
war.
I think if Hitler died in like 23 or 27 or whatever, then yes, I think we would have a very different image, because he would still be a middle grade officer somewhere. And okay, my point is, because the one thing people point out about Rommel is that yes, he's not entirely undefeated, but relatively decent on the track record. But at the same time, he was never sent to the Eastern Front. He never got sent to he never got sent to the Eastern Front to, get his division or whatever else just absolutely chewed up. And he was ordered to kill himself before his formations in Normandy and defending, France had time to get absolutely eaten alive. So it's just one of those things, just a question, just a brain teaser of sorts, I guess. Food for thought. I don't know. Just something to think about while we're sitting here watching Todd play Battle for Normandy. Joey, I agree with you. I think that outside of the Gentleman's War, had he then proceeded to get either A, smashed up like crazy on the Eastern Front or on the Western Front, I don't think it would have necessarily lasted as much as it did. Not to mention the fact that by the time, the end of the war came along, Hitler wasn't looking necessarily as much for good generals as he was looking for ideological yes men, maybe? Does that seem right? Does that sound, Jeff, does that sound like an appropriate characterization there?
You're better at that part of it than I am.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, anyways, we got that going for us. I'm happy you guys are on here playing incredibly complicated games when Warmutt and I spent a good chunk of the afternoon playing real simple ones.
Yeah, how many games did you get played of that?
8 or 9, I think.
In like an hour?
It was probably 2. But yeah, I mean, the game's built for a large number of, people and models. So when all of a sudden you have 2 guys playing, it goes pretty quick.
Half-ass gaming. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here, man. Todd and I have been checking your shit out a lot.
Now, half-ass, you can see that Wardrobe has a large chunk of the map straight out right there.
All right, Todd, you mean camera flip? Let me do a quick update.
It's the first thing you're seeing.
Oh, okay. All right, hold on. You're up.
So
As does Hefe here.
here is my goals right now for the Revs. Since pretty much all the union's doing right now is reacting as much as they possibly can to Confederate movement. You see Breckenridge here in this long snake. Bragg, all right, Hardy. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sort of get a little gap in here where Breckenridge can throw this fresh stuff in here. Even though I got to admit, Bragg and Hardy aren't beat up real bad. Literally not at all. Claiborne's got quite a bit of stuff that's disrupted, but that'll get cured shortly. And then Polk he is in march order. So once he gets, because they can go into march order, once he gets turned on, they'll shoot as far as they can, trying to come up here through Larkin Bell Field. And that's
Jeffy, we can't see any of that stuff, buddy.
Oh yeah, you can't see, but you see the snake line down here.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to go yonder and then turn towards the north.
Okay, so that's where
the line up here
with Pittsburgh Landing.
Yeah, so hopefully they're going to end up.
Yep, there it is.
In these fields here because the only thing I can do is I can't. Hurlbut's got to come up here and stop Bragg. Poor McClernand, or not? Is it McClernand? Yeah, he's sitting. MacArthur, or no, it's McClernand. Wallace, William W. Wallace is sitting back here. He got turned on this turn, and then you have to do an objective dice roll for these guys. And damn it, if he didn't roll this freaking intersection up here, which you can't see, up here.
So he's got to go there.
He has to come all the way up here the fastest means possible to that X. He has to personally get there, and all the units have to be in command before he can switch his orders.
What?
This is not where I need him. And I can't afford to take McClernand and Hurlbut and shift them until freaking Wallace gets all the way up here. So,
that's an interesting rule.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, thanks.
All right.
Back to Normandy.
Well, I'm a little stumped here, everybody, on the a little stumped on the air rules here. Sorry, everybody. Sorry to myself for not understanding when I do that. But there is I did learn an optional rule that I'm supposed to be playing with that. So that probably would have made an impact that last turn. And let's look at the graduated supply thing. That's the stuff I'm understanding easily. It's the air that's a little stumping me. So one of the special rules is you basically get air points, and you can spend those on armed recon missions. And then the armed recon mission, I think, happens at the end of the day. But it makes it sound like in this game you can use them during the AM turn or PM turn. But the rules, yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not really totally clear when it happens. But then you also get ground support. Excuse me, daily ground air. So I'm a little confused. I might have to figure that out offline here sometime. So anyway, let's look at what the graduated supply rule is. We can do that. That'll be nice and easy. So that's the kind of thing that I found last time I played. There's just some things that just takes me a little while to kind of noodle it out and read it. And then it's like, okay, I got it. So it was encouraging. At least I thought I was getting it. Who knows? So instead of a set of 1 or 3 supply point expenditure, allied players extend supply based on the level of support they use in combat. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. This is important too. This would have been nice to know. The number of artillery and naval support units that may be included in combat is limited to the number of ground units in the combat, no matter what size they are. So in some instances, they will be able to use more artillery, but it will cost extra. See the following table.
Jeff, what turn you on in Shiloh there? Yeah, I think it's still morning, Mark.
9 a.m. Yeah, I had my autofocus bumped on by accident. I forgot to turn it on.
Okay. That's fine.
I turned it on. It's clear now.
I didn't realize you were still on the 9 a.m. turn. I got you.
Yeah, well, I finished the 8 a.m. yesterday, so all the chit draws you got to do to complete a turn in that thing.
Oh, so this is so much better. This part's better. All right, so I'm going to put them up to 20. Yep, I'm playing with being fast and loose here, everybody.
Uh-oh. What are we being loosey-goosey about?
Supply rules. See, here's another optional rule that they classify they do a couple things. They classify the optional rules as optional and optional advanced. So like if you want to kind of play an advanced version of the game, include those. So like
sounds like the Avalon Hill optional and then tournament rules.
Yeah, no, it is kind of like that. Yeah. So like this one, for example, is graduated allied supply expenditure. So instead of a straight 0, 1, or 3, it's 0 to +1 for each thing. So it's a little bit more you can do more stuff. I think you can do more stuff more cheaply.
Okay.
So it won't necessarily cost you 3, it might cost you 2. So which helps. And maybe instead of 1, it costs you 0. So I don't know. Okay, so this is cool. So add air support. Each two additional artillery and naval support up to the maximum allowed. So I'm going to make a note here. So, okay, I like that. That chart needs to be a separate chart, though. Okay, so I need to make a note. So, like notes I make are read up on support.
The notes I make are read rules. Those are my standard notes.
Find someone who knows the game.
Yeah.
Read up on support of all kinds. But yeah, basically read the rules.
No, I'm just being smart, Alec. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, so
See.
All right, so now let me go back to the supply. This is the kind of thing that drives Brian crazy, mini Warmut.
Well, yeah, except for then it only drives him crazy because he does it a lot too.
Oh.
And that's why it drives him nuts. Is because when he's playing, he refers back to the rules a lot. But then that makes him all nervous to live stream because, I don't want to just be looking at the rules all the time. Dude, nobody cares. That's how you play games.
The Allies have 6 armored recon attacks available for use on either the 8 August AM or PM turn. 2 AR attacks and 10 points of ground air support are available each other turn. Okay, so
I have never yet met one gamer, online streamer, that gets everything right in every game.
So again, so that's the thing, right? With you got to keep in mind Brian's a miniature gamer, right? And miniature gamers are far more used to playing the same game a bunch of times, like the same rules a bunch of times, right? So like maybe because we all know that there's people that do that out there with like ASL and stuff, right? Like guys who play a couple scenarios of ASL a week, right?
Yep.
So like those guys, I'm sure, can do that sort of thing. Like you got to think when Brian, spends months painting, I don't know, 200 Greeks, which is honestly pretty tame for a lot of miniatures gamers. He's going to play those rules a bunch of times. Like again, anybody who's played miniatures knows somebody who's played hundreds of games of Bolt Action or Flames of War or 40K or whatever else. So it's a difference in rules familiarity purely because of the the amount of repetitions you've got as a miniatures player most of the time. And there's certainly miniatures players out there that aren't like that, right? They play a ton of different rules. That's fine. But it's just a bit of a difference. That's all. All good. Charles, I'm happy that you took your pills for today. That's good, buddy. I like that. That makes me happy, man. What's everybody else got on the table out here? Joey, that's what I like doing too. That's why I've enjoyed SCS and a bunch of other series like that. I find that sometimes when I'm getting close and some of the series have similar rules or are similar, periods and stuff, and the rules are a similar complexity, I can get mixed up a little bit sometimes. Like I noticed that when Todd and I were playing A Victory Awaits. I'd occasionally accidentally bring an SCS, over to it or some such. But it's pretty good. I mean, I agree with you. That or stuff where you've got basics that are pretty similar, and then occasionally something else is different. So like a lot of the Avalon Hill old games are like that. Stuff's very similar, but at the same time, there's little differences. Yeah, Nangoya, you are exactly right. Again,
You should hear Todd and I arguing about rules in which just he and I on Vassal, not live streaming. We're a hoot.
fair.
Wait, I was arguing with you? I pretty much bow to your knowledge.
Come on, man. I was lying to get the crowd going.
DBA gamers, Todd, I feel like you would agree, are 100% the people that you would see going, no, that's not how you do this after playing hundreds of games together. Correct.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Jeff's right. We were literally fighting about the rules.
They were throwing punches through the internet, guys. I watched it. I seen it with my own two peepers. Charles is playing Worthington's Antietam. I have that game sitting right here, Charles. I think it's even punched, but I think it's one of those games that practically punches itself, isn't it?
Andrew, you're such a good freaking Hex Encounter game player. You need to pull your head out of miniature ass land and play some of these games so we can get video.
Well, that's actually what I'm looking at right now is a Hex Encounter game, but I wasn't going to mention it because you guys are going to yell at me.
I don't think so.
Why would we yell at you?
Because it's Dreadnought.
Why would I don't yell at you about naval. I'm all good with that.
No, that's a Toddly thing, and I won't say a word.
You bitch about boats constantly.
Me playing with boats.
Whenever I have boats out, or I'm talking about boats, all you guys do is talk about fucking boats. You and your stupid boats.
Todd, am I wrong, or do you have a little bit of a breakthrough going on there?
Sorry. Hey, everybody. We're all going to go see our therapist this week, our little group therapist for our channel, so that we can all communicate more better.
We will never get along. Todd's going to go see a psychiatrist because he's been imagining things. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I do. I have SPI's Dreadnought sitting right here. I'm taking the rulebook out of it. Although, Jeff, you said SPI rulebooks should all be online, right?
Yeah, pretty much all their games are in the archive.
Okay. Yes, Camp Sawyer, that is SPI's Dreadnought.
He's got that out. I'm clipping SPI's Mech War 2.
I'm a little terrified that SPI Dreadnought will kill me. But who knows? I was under the impression that this was not an insanely complicated game. Or at the very least, I figure I could probably play something real simple.
Yeah, we actually see an online therapist, Toll.
Yeah. We're in different states, so we have to use someone we can use that way.
And he needs us all together at the same time so he can identify our issues.
Yeah, it's group. It's real fucked up. You guys thought group at AA was weird. Oof. Toll, I feel like if you're coming, then it's like all of a sudden it ceases to be therapy and begins to be entertainment. And then Todd will feel exploited. And he's real sensitive about that. So we might have to avoid that situation.
Chris Long.
I'm looking out for you, Toddy. What up, Mr. Long? Mr. Walkabout Games is in the house.
So Todd and I got through 2 turns, well, almost 2 turns.
Maybe playing SPI Dreadnought will get me inspired to paint a bunch of naval
when I'm
miniatures.
talking, Kenny.
What's up?
You can't hear me when I'm talking, can you?
No, I just stepped out of the room and walked back in. I apologize. What were you saying, buddy?
I was just saying, Todd and I completed almost 2 full turns in our GCACW game today.
Holy smokes!
You guys, and we restarted.
You reset the whole game?
Yeah.
Well,
like 12
it's
turns.
on Vassal, so it's just opening into file.
Oh.
So we hope that after 1 or 2 scenarios, we'll start doing this thing live. Now we're co-oping; we're not playing against each other.
Well, that's okay. That's how Todd and I usually do. Well, except for we didn't co-op Storm over Stalingrad, did we?
No,
and we should have, because that's going to be another thing we talked to our therapist about.
Storm over Stalingrad? Because
you and I got all.
We got a little snippy. But I feel like we still hugged, kissed, and made up at the end, right?
Well, that's only because you were playing the Russians and eventually won.
Yeah, I was not entirely happy to be playing the communists in the first place. But again, that's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't things, because you don't want to play the commies, but you don't want to play the Nazis, but you don't want the commies to win, but you don't want the Nazis to win. I'm just happy a bunch of bad people died.
Oh.
God, it is 10 after 10 already.
Oh, wait.
Just go by so stinking fast anymore.
Not for us, Toddy, for him.
No, I'm in one of my rolls here. I lost an air point.
No, it's okay, buddy. Lost an air point.
They didn't have but 2 in Normandy anyhow.
Well, that's my point. Yeah, like that was my joke about the illustrious Luftwaffe, was that the plane was down today.
No, that was
people. Who did I have? Somebody got like semi-angry at me when I made that joke one time, and I was like, "What are you mad about? It's not right." Like, yeah, it is. Look up, fucking like. You got to think on D-Day itself, right?
Casca, long time no see, buddy.
Oh man, what's up, buddy? But like, think about that, Jeff. If the Luftwaffe had been able to put anything into the air, right? Can you imagine the shit show that would happen if any sort of torpedo bomber managed to get over the channel?
Yeah,
On June 6th.
I agree. They had. I mean, I guess that was Ike and them. They were good at that. Let's get air supremacy before we do this.
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, air supremacy wasn't hard for them to establish.
No, much like us in Desert Storm.
Yeah. You're beating up the handicapped kid. But anyways, okay, SPI Dreadnoughts. Or Dreadnought, my apologies. This is in the original flat pack also, Jeffrey. I got this at March to Victory 1, the very first one.
Oh, you didn't get that with all these other ones?
Nope.
Huh.
Nope. Copyright 1975. That is well before I was born. All right. Man, I like the fact that there's a damage point and combat results table, and it's a half sheet of paper. That encourages me quite a bit. This is not clipped. Oh man.
Oh boy. Can't play
Oh
it.
jeez. Okay. Well, let's quit looking at the counters and everything else, and let's look at the rules. Okay. Casca, how you doing, buddy? It has been a while. Does anybody else have much experience with with Dreadnought? Okay, so one of the scenarios is Denmark Strait. That's good. That's 4 boats. I should be able to figure that out. We got North Cape, That's more boats, but it's only one German boat.
Wait.
There's Surigao Strait, Guam, 1935. What? I see that. Yes, obviously that's hypothetical. Yeah, I know you were, Charles. That's okay, buddy. Yeah, I don't know how well simultaneous plotting is going to work for me playing this solo, but we're going to see.
That's why I haven't played none of these mech war games, because of the plotting of opportunity fire. Excuse me. Oh man, this last 4 days has been so strange. Joey, what are you playing? So I haven't seen or heard from you in a while.
Yeah, it has been a while, Joey. What's going on? What's going on with you? If you want to tell us. Tell us.
It does then, right? Mech War? What was that? I had a computer game I played like that. Mech War?
Camp Sawyer, I appreciate that. I will have to look into that. You have a war game titled North Cape, which is miniatures on hexes. Is that North Cape as in the destruction of the Scharnhorst? Because that would be pretty cool. Joey's designing bling for his Europa games. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be selling all of those too. I got all of the World War II ones and then the 2 extra ones that you sent me.
It's in the forum messages. Thank you, Camp. Okay, that's right. Okay, so this has all dreadnoughts and super dreadnoughts are named units, and then cruisers and whatnot are basically divided into classes. Gotcha. I recall that. Okay. I feel like I've read over a good chunk of this at one point.
Nothing like Coca-Cola on ice in a glass jar.
Casket, tell me about this war game, buddy. I'm excited to hear about this. Oh, you got a plot fire. Shit. Well, this may be frustrating to try and solo.
Give it to Todd. Let him sell it.
No, hell no. Todd and I are going to play this game.
Huh. Sorry, Joey. It's just like the Case Blue. Dak, I'm going to be putting Dak up here for sale shortly and some other games. I got to get rid of what I'm not going to play. I got my apartment's fine for me and to have a game room, but I just know I'm never going to play these things.
Yeah, we'll stick with that. So it's going to cost 1. No, I don't totally know if I'm doing this right, everybody, but we're going to give it a shot.
This weekend, but I never did, so got lazy.
See, this is what makes me sad, right? Is that this game is going to be very hard to play solo. What is not a hard game to play solo and actually works surprisingly well for being folio games are the excuse me, are the dreadnoughts, or no, what is it? What's the broadsides and battle wagons, maybe?
It sounds
from it's Denmark Strait, and River Plate, and then Falklands and Cornell. They're decision folio games. I'm trying to remember what the series is. It's folio, dreadnoughts, and battle wagons. The issue is dreadnoughts and battle wagons only includes those 4 scenarios, which makes me very sad.
did SPI make any? Of all the quad games did they make any naval ones?
I can look.
I'm surprised. Do you need to get your see if you can get your hands somewhere on SPI's frigate?
I think I have Frigate.
That's that was a game that I remember I had when I was a kid. I wasn't real good at that thing, but
I have Frigate. It's not in a flat pack. It's in a bag, but I have Frigate.
it's got like a blue colored cover to it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SPI quad games.
Dreadnought and CA for World War II naval.
Yeah.
I can't. I want to say that I don't remember a ton of naval games from SPI. I mean, they were straight naval.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an SPI quad for naval stuff.
They got so many quads. I want the Ardennes quad. I'd like to have the ones in the Pacific quad. The other blue and gray. You sent me the one. I'd like to have the other one. I want to play one of those here one day.
CA. Let's look up.
I would say CA was bigger than Dreadnought, wasn't it?
It might be. I think it's Pacific only. Hang on, I'm looking it up. It's Strategy and Tactics Magazine 38. Yeah, it's entirely Pacific. Let's look at the counters to see what it looks like they have. Oh God.
They didn't make a boatload of air games either that I can remember.
Correct. I think there's probably less air games than naval games, to be honest with you.
What are you checking there, Toddley?
Just doing seeing what I'm adding. Sorry. That attack succeeded. They took that town there. Saint Macer-Orne. They took it. So now they're there. So that part of the road's clear. So that's good, but they did take a loss. The result was great. The Germans should have taken 3-step losses, but there was only 1 step to lose. So
does that have a Goodwood scenario in it?
I've got a Goodwood playing it.
Why did
That's terrible. I'm so sorry, everyone.
God.
Man, there's
Andrew,
a press tags master pack, but
press tags is phenomenal.
Somebody wants $600 fucking for it.
Yeah, well, it has like what? A shit ton of game in it.
It's got 5 games in it, granted.
Yeah. All right, here are the scenarios. Bloody Omaha, Cobra, the Battle for Cherbourg, Operation Epsom, Operations Cobra and Goodwood combined, the Battle for Normandy, aka the campaign game, Gold Juno Sword, like what you played for Day of Days and what I started playing, Into the Bocage, Breakout, Operation Lutich Mortain, Falaise Pocket, Operation Totalize.
Falaise Pocket ought to be a good one.
Yeah, so that I would assume Falaise Pocket would include this plus the stuff over here and the stuff over here. Stuff off map. So you can try to close the gap. Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Have the Germans trying to fight, but then get as much stuff off as possible. I think all these sound like really cool scenarios. I mean, so there's not 13 scenarios. There are 12. That's pretty good. That's another thing I liked about this game. There are 12 scenarios. And honestly, if you really enjoyed the game, you could probably make more. You know what I mean? You could probably, with a little bit of sweat and tears and research. Let's look at what the condition. What?
I was reading a comment that Math put on.
I'm curious what the.
Sorry, boys, I am falling behind on the comments. My bad.
No, you're fine. You don't have to keep up with that. That's cool. Let's see the victory conditions. For every full-strength German Panzer IV, Panzer V, or Tiger tank battalion that is moved off the east edge after 18th of August, the Allied player subtracts 1 victory point. No other units may exit.
I don't think there is a way to post pictures, guys. Sorry.
No, not in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, not in the chat. I mean, I can bring you on screen if you want, but
No. Somebody was asking if they could post pictures. I don't think there is.
oh yeah, no. For every hex of the following locations captured, so the Allies get up to 14 points available that they can capture in towns. So that's pretty cool. So you're gaining points by getting towns. So you're making progress, including Filet, Point d'Ile, a bunch of different towns. Ardentan. But then the Germans are taking 1 point each off for every unit they get off. So that'd be interesting to see how many. I don't know how many tanks how many counters that is to get off. That's pretty cool though. Oh boy, there's a lot. Yeah. Whoa, man, there's a lot. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of setup here. This is all German stuff. These 2 pages. Yeah, that's a big scenario. Holy crap, dude. That's pretty cool though. Yeah, so there's a lot. This to me is probably one of the smaller scenarios. I think Bloody Omaha might just be the beach landing. Oh no, you go through the 10th of June. So that's a way to kind of do the landings and a little bit beyond, as is Gold Juno's sword. I think you could probably take some of the GTS scenarios on the beach one on the greatest day. I wonder. I'd have to look at that and convert them to this. That could be interesting. Where was I?
Okay, so there's the 2 that I've got. I have, out of the press tags pack, I have Yeoman and Legion, which is pretty cool because those are the 2 that I would probably honestly really, really want to play anyhow, other than maybe Chariot. But yeah.
What was that one? Spartan or Sparta or something like that?
Yeah, I think there's, let's see here. Oh gosh, go back. Yeah, I think there's a yes, there's Chariot, Spartan, Legion, Viking, and Yeoman. Spartan and Viking don't interest me as much.
That's gonna be 2 points, man.
As the others. Yeoman is a representation of the major battles roughly around the period of the 100 Years' War and the Renaissance, 1250 to 1550.
Well, yeah, it's funny, Camp. I was just sitting there thinking that exact thing, and you put it in the chat there.
What's that?
Yeah, that press tags was good before GMT's Great Battles of History.
Oh, geez. Everybody's a critic.
You'll get a copy from
Crap.
Warmud here shortly.
Oh, Great Battles of History.
Yeah, because once he opens that box, well, you're going to get the Julius Caesar one.
I feel like the Julius Caesar one is a little more gritty than I'm super duper looking for, bud. That being said, Great Medieval Battles, I had a great time with. So here's a question. Dixie. It's supposed to be like a World War II-ish era, like interwar era, Second Civil War.
Right.
That thing scores dog shit on Board Game Geek. How much of that is Board Game Geek being Board Game Geek?
I don't know. But I have that game laying around here somewhere.
And crapping all over it just because it's...
Well, I don't like it. I don't like the hypothetical. You know that.
No, I know that. But I mean, like, how bad is the game? Is the gameplay that bad? Is the game that bad? Or is it just people saying we don't like Second Civil War, give it a 0?
I don't know. Like, well, it could be if it's on that, yeah. I'd tell you one that I did like that was hypothetical that SPI made years ago, Invasion America.
I was about to say, I think I have, or did I send you Invasion America, or is that still here?
No, I had it all years ago.
Okay, then I have that
You've
here.
got
as
SPI's
well as...
Invasion America?
What?
You've got SPI's Invasion America?
I'm pretty sure I sent it to you, but
No,
yeah.
I would know if you did because I would have played it already.
I think I do. I know I've got Operation Olympic too. I'm pretty excited to see that. But anyways, okay. Exclusive rules and scenario for Yeoman. Holy fuck.
This is what I'm afraid of, Andrew, is that you have some Grail games that you don't even know you have.
Well, I mean, I realized that. That's why I sent you guys lists of the games that I grabbed. So there is the press tag standard game rules. Okay.
I'm still waiting on Smolets.
There is exclusive rules. This play aid is like on newsprint and colossal. What the shit is this?
Press tags is a big old sort of a burnt orange colored box that really looks pretty cool.
No, I get that.
That was one of them soap boxes. I think it was flat pack too, though.
I don't know if what I'm looking at is like a strategy and tactics additional thing. Or fucking what? Jesus, what is this thing?
That German unit's pretty much cut off there, Todd.
What's that?
That German unit's pretty much cut off there, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. But you can still use artillery for support because there's a guy within 3 hexes of him. So that sucks. So 9 to 2. So not uphill. I've got that wrong. Oh, that's only in Fahrenheit annihilation. Okay.
Doobie-doobie-doo.
So that'd be 9. They really need this chart. Oh man, I'm gonna have to make a copy of this chart. So multi-hex come out with up to 2. So who's my strongest guy against him? So 9.
Yeah, press tags is not cheap.
So yeah, 9 plus 8.
Oh man. Have I accomplished anything today?
We played GACC. It does GSCSCACW.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It's pretty good.
So 8, and that's 12, 16, 20, 21.
Okay. You know what I need to do? Not start reading this right now.
Our AI overlords will make wargaming a great experience.
Here's to hoping wargaming isn't superseded by the good old-fashioned war. All right.
Amen, brother.
Mark,
This is Battle for Normandy, Clark Commando.
hope
This
to
is
see
Battle.
him here in Gettysburg.
This is Battle for Normandy. Is that Lodi, California, or Lodi where?
Living out California. It's Mark Ruggiero.
Oh, okay. Outstanding.
Yeah. GMT's Battle for Normandy, 2009 reprint, coming in the next 2 years.
Next decade.
Next decade. Oh, yes, finally. No steps lost. Retreat.
All right, Mark, what game was decided on by the poll you put up, or is it still running? And Nanguea, I'm still waiting for you to send me your mailing address
Send it to him.
because you're going to miss out, and I'm going to end up selling something that you would love to have.
Yeah, Nanguaya, he's sending me something. He's sending me something that he labeled today. He already told you on the stream, one of your streams there, but I'm excited. Let's see here.
I haven't played it yet, Casca. I still got it sitting on my shelf up there. I'm going to play it. I'm going to have to. But I'm probably going to get rid of Ardennes, Holland, Salerno, 44. I'm not going to let go of France 40 because I like that one. Did not like Holland 44. I've tried it, Joey, but it's I do when I'm playing with the OG. We were playing First Victories, the new Napoleon one coming out from them. That's about all I've done with it.
Hey, what's up?
And this Vassal thing is new for me. Doing this with Todd, really. Tried it with you, but I didn't like you beating up on me, so I quit. Don't play fucking OCS against Joey.
Okay.
Because he'll butcher your ass.
Will do or will not.
That's the one I want to send you. The Great War in Europe, Deluxe Edition.
Oh, yeah. I was just looking that one up. I was looking it up because Nanguaya made me aware of it. Because he was talking about Ted Racier's book about World War II or World War One.
So send me your mailing address in an email so I can put that in a box and get it to you while I have packing material. And Mark, I know you love La Bataille, but since you're going to be playing it in Gettysburg, play something else while you're at home. How'd it go, Casca? Did you finish it? What was the result? I still want to play Stalingrad 42 also. See, that's another game, even though they're not a series, we kind of think of them as being a series.
What's that?
The Simonich 4X games.
Oh.
Ooh, baby.
So there's something. I'm looking at.
There you go. Joey and gentle are not synonymous in OCS. And I only saw one fucking turn.
So does... Oh, I was going to attack with that. Okay, so...
Oh, I put a surprise in Nordic Maelstrom's box that I mailed him.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I put in Manstein's backhand blow.
Well, that's not a surprise if you tell him.
He's not here, I don't think. Sniff that line. So what's the which of the two ILAO games that came out is the one that has wooden blocks in it? Certain markers. Because I will not buy that one. Is that the New England Simulations one that Kev's got? Or is that Winner's Victory game or whatever?
Oh, did Todd tell you what we're playing next? Command and Colors.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, that's fine. I'd like to see somebody actually. There's another set of games I should sell.
What's that?
West Front, East Front, Euro Front.
Mm.
The blocks.
You have block games?
I do. I have all three of them.
Oh, dang.
Right, Winner's Victory, yeah.
Let's get you go.
Yeah, one of those, Mark, it's got some little blocks that you mark some things with. So there's two ILAO games came out. One is so it must be the one from New England Simulations. The Sound of Drums is a different one, right? They're both aren't they both ILAO games, Winner's Victory and Sound of Drums, or are they two different fights? I wanted to see Kev play his Wellington's Victory.
Yeah, it sounds like he's gonna have to wait a little bit for that. But
I mean, it is a good looking game, but I just don't want anything with wooden blocks. Which is funny considering I use the tile spacers you sent me to mark things and right. So yeah, Sound of Drums is but what's the name of the? Oh, it's just ILAO. It's the name of the game. Yeah, for record. Okay, yeah. See, I can't. I don't know why. For some reason, I don't want that. Yeah, well, it's like those two East Front games from freaking Decision Games, Volume 1 and 2. I want both of those, but I'm not paying $100 a pop. And actually, in all reality, I'm not really buying anything right now other than my pre-orders. Honestly, all the pre-orders, I think I've got 5 or 6. Really, the only ones that I want are the new 3 Days of Gettysburg. And I want Stigler's little starter thing. Best game system in the world, GBA-CW. We're going to start arguing about that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just checking.
Let's just see what I get.
Ooh. Well, you know what I'm going to say, Joey. You shouldn't even have to guess what my answer would be. No, none of that dark humor.
What?
No. Yeah, GCSCW is fun, but it's not my number one system. I'm going to give Line of Battle another shot, too. I'm not looking forward to it completely, but I honestly think that the Civil War Brigade series is a better system than Line of Battle.
What? Are you allowed to do that?
No, to do what?
Think that?
To think that?
Yeah, the Civil War Brigade series is better than Line of Battle.
I mean, I'm allowed to.
Okay.
Whether the rest of the world thinks that or not is a different story.
Well, the rest of the world can take a long step off a short. I'm not worried about what the rest of the world thinks. I'm just worried about what Jeffy thinks.
Okay, I think I'm going to play Pacific War next.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. I don't know, Mark. I started to put stickers on one of them, but and I understand that the West Front, East Front, Euro Front one is a phenomenal system.
What was
that's almost a. I think McMurray might like those games.
what's that?
The block games.
I think the only one I played is Command Colors, and it wasn't too bad.
Somebody's getting sleepy.
Correct.
Well, I'm not playing. I'm watching the chat. So if you're wore out, go ahead.
You need to get up early.
What was the War in the Pacific? Is the obnoxiously large SPI game I sent you, right?
Oh, yeah, War in the Pacific, yeah.
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 But that.
And then Pacific War is the GMT.
Yeah, don't play that. Play War in the Pacific.
That would probably be easier.
Get after it.
This guy's got a range of 30 hexes. Holy mackerel.
Serious gun.
56 pages of rules and 3,200 chits on 7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember punching that and clipping it. Not punching it, but clipping it.
Yeah.
And I have, no. Mike, doesn't War in Europe have a lot more maps than that when you got both of them East and West together for War in Europe?
Probably.
Because I've got it. I've got it up there. I can't. The flat trays were destroyed. I have to put it.
Level of complexity is very high. The playing time for the midway scenario alone is 600 hours to 200 plus. Yikes. Oh boy.
That's the only reason I haven't sold my War in Europe, because I don't have the original box stuff for it. I tried to offer it to Gimpy once a long time ago, but he was popping out kids. Didn't have the money. Sacrilege. Yeah, Mark, that would be a good idea. Is it really? I could have sworn there was a lot more maps than that. Yeah, that's funny too, because I picked up the West Front or the Eurofront one. It was a game store had it, a new game store up here in Hagerstown had it. They had no clue what it was, and I bought it for $25, still in shrink wrap. I don't know how some of you guys keep this knowledge in your heads about games. I really don't. You talking about the GMT one, Joey? I know it's a lot of counters. Night, Andrew.
Say, Andrew.
I am not asleep yet.
Yeah, you ain't far from it.
You're not wrong.
Come on.
I'm still stuck lamenting that so both of these folio games, the Decision Games put out in that series, both came out in 2018. They haven't put out anything before that or since then.
The naval ones?
Yeah. Which probably means they never will. And that makes me kind of sad, that's all.
Man, this is slow going here, man. This is hard to get some steps off here. Sheesh. And it's super expensive too, man. I'm going to run out of points.
Artillery points?
Yeah, no, supply points. I'm going to have to... I should have spent that night turn not attacking, apparently. I should have just kept it to build up my... Shame on nay. Because you don't have mandatory attacks at night. So I maybe shouldn't have done all those. Or just take free ones. But just seeing how these are going, man, I'm just like, what the heck? All right, so I finished the Allied combats. I mean, just so little. Like, this was a no effect, thank goodness.
Are they actually doing that again this year, Mike?
That's
Jester's 10 game thing.
Yep, they are.
Keeps.
Yep.
Could you do that? I was looking at some stuff earlier. Plum Island horror. How long do you think that would take to play?
Mr. Lutman's game?
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take to play?
Yeah, because it's listed as 45 to 180 minutes.
Sounds like a one sitting game to me.
I think that's kind of partially part of the intent.
Yeah. Okay.
It seems like that one could be ripe to make minis for.
Right.
No, I mean, I know he was talking about how it was equivalent roughly to the Dunkirk game Jeffy had, which seemed like it took substantially longer than that.
The Dunkirk game I sent you. Oh, you mean the one I was playing, the demo I was playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's hoping that gets released.
No, I just mean it seems like it took you a lot longer than one sitting to play through.
Oh, yeah, but that's because I don't grind it out. Like, you could play that game easily in a couple hours, I think.
Yep. Okay, so back.
That was kind of a cool game for mixture of point and area movement. So
Sure looked like it. But
Okay, so I'm gonna close out the stream here because I need to move all these units, and we've been on here for longer than I thought we would. Oh, 2 hours exactly. Perfect.
yeah, I'm ready to go to bed too. So
I was about to say McMurray is fading fast.
chaos.
I bet I have logged about 2,000 hours of Pack War on Vassal live face-to-face over the last 2 years, mainly with the full Pacific strategy scenario. Great game and gameplay, but not good rulebook.
Ah,
Dang, that's a lot. That's a
Oh,
lot of time with a game.
yeah.
That's okay. Jeff said he could play that faster than War in the Pacific.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, thanks everybody for coming on and chatting. Thank you to Hexy and McMurray coming on, chatting with everybody, keeping it going.
Yep.
So I made a little bit of progress. Got that little guy Gap out of there, so that's good. Cleared out that town, but man, the attacks are tough, and the supply points are. I'm gonna be slowed down here if I don't be careful. Yeah, so made a little bit of progress. Thanks for all for watching. I'll probably do this a little bit while I'm playing this game because it's just yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a meditative time to play. So that'll be cool. Thank you all. Be awesome, and we'll keep rolling dice.
All right. Go later.
See
Later,
ya.
guys.